Hello, hello. Welcome to this session. This session is not going to be about launching a new offer. It's going to be more about giving you some anticipated insights about how we are transforming the future of the industry. We are going to talk about our vision, a vision around autonomous industry. And I'm going to explain what it means for you as users of automation systems, but also what it means for us on how we are driving innovation to make it happen. In terms of the way we drive this vision, we made it based on, of course, some mega trends that we see all together on the market, based on labor shortage, on the focus more and more on resiliency, and also the fact that more and more technologies are coming to us and are disrupting the market. So the vision we have put in place is actually made to leverage or tackle those kind of trends. In terms of scope, when we talk about autonomous industry in Schneider, we are not talking about, I'm not going to talk here, at least about robots or automated guided vehicles. It's going to be more about, I would say, automation systems, how they are becoming autonomous and how they help to tackle challenges like around the competitiveness, the competency, sorry, and also challenges related to the raising difficulty of what happens in the industrial plants. So in the nutshell, we see a future where actually automation system will become autonomous all across the life cycle, because we believe on one side autonomous automation system can help to make the design simpler and I will say with less mistakes. It can also help to make the operation by itself, the system by itself can make the system more reliable, also safer, also more secure. And in terms of maintenance, also the system by itself can help to make more proactive recommendation of what to do. So that's in a nutshell what we want to explain. I will give some examples across the life cycle one by one on what it means, what we have in mind, how we make it real. But everything is based also on three main pillars in our way of working. The first one, it's really everything we are thinking about is based on the software centricity and the fact that it's independent from the hardware. Second thing, all the technologies or the services choices are made based on openness and interoperability of what we offer. And the third one, it's really the technical choice, the way we implement and the way we deliver is also based on the key criteria of resiliency and agility. And that's also those key values which make that we can make efficient autonomous automation systems. So first, in terms of design and build phase. In front of the challenge of complex engineering and a lot of risks to make mistakes, we are actually developing solutions based on, for example, data continuity or artificial intelligence techniques, which helps actually to the engineers to, I would say, make his design more efficient and with less errors. On the booth here this week in this fair, we are actually showing the example of a multi-carrier system, which has been designed with deep reinforcement learnings type of technology. So I would say a part of the machine learning domains without any line of code really written by the engineers. It's about the engineer starting from a simulation of the machine that he wants to build and being able to generate automatically, thanks to the AI engine, the line of codes. Of course, it's a way to save a lot of engineering hours, but that's not just for the sake of saving hours. It's also for the sake of making a very, I would say, efficient and very, I would say, high-level quality type of design, because there is a way to be, thanks to the AI, to optimize the way the engineering is made. And to be able to choose the way we want to optimize it. Is it more for operational efficiency of the machine? Is it more driven by sustainability index? We can choose that. We can configure the way it's done with those parameters in mind, which will take actually ages for the engineer to make the perfect design. Second example, if I go across the life cycle in terms of operations. Here, the fact to make autonomous automation system in terms of operations, it's more about removing all the constraints that are existing in the usual automation systems. Typical constraints related to hardware-driven type of systems, where it's not so easy to map the hardware to the software that is supposed to animate it. But it's also when we want to put some optimization capabilities, workloads on top of our systems. It's also a lot of constraints to gather the right data, put them together knowing that they come from different sources, and escalate them to the right place where the IT routines are working. So here, how we are helping with our, I would say, new generation of systems. It's, first of all, for the ones who know EcoStruxure automation experts, we start from a fully software-defined type of control system. And that's something we have already launched, and some of you might be already aware of. And that kind of starting point gives us a way, of course, to, I would say, distribute the software applications with a very agnostic way of the hardware, the brands, etc. And that's a transformation we are actually driving in the market ecosystem through the Universal Automation Organization. But now we are going further than that. We are, I would say, bringing together to the control applications also what we call compute applications, to be understood as, I would say, IT type of routines which helps to optimize a machine, a line, or a plant. And we are bringing those with the same, I would say, freedom and hardware agnosticity as the control application directly on the shop floor. And to go even further in terms of autonomous system, we are even giving the opportunity to the system to make self-decisions because we are capable now to couple directly the control applications together with the compute applications. So we can, in real time, have the control system making decisions based on the recommendation made by the compute applications. I will go quickly on the third point on the life cycle in terms of maintenance. Here as well, when I was talking about software-defined distribution of the applications, we are in a model where we are totally, I would say, total portability. And so when there is, I would say, a change to make in a system for a maintenance reason, there is a total flexibility to redistribute the applications. We are also starting to deliver some, I would say, unique portal in which all the diagnostic information will be gathered and where with a few single clicks we can redistribute after the maintenance decisions are made the new set of the system. And we can even do that now when I'm talking about autonomous behavior of the system. We can even do it in a way that the system is by itself self-healing when he knows that something has been failing, and he has the capability to redeploy all the applications I was talking about across the system directly on the shop floor. So, in a nutshell, what I want you to remember when we talk about autonomous industry, first of all, is that for Schneider, it's about bringing autonomous automation system all across the life cycle, being by itself to bring more reliability, more safety for the engineers or the operators. Second thing, I want to say it's not by opposition to human centricity that we also want to bring. The technology here is here to help the engineers, help the operators to take the low added value task and to let the operators and engineers focus on where is the main added value for them. And the third point, to open the discussion a bit broadly to what is discussed on the Schneider space, the way to configure an autonomous automation system is not only by taking, I would say, operational efficiency type of criteria. It can also be done by taking sustainability, efficiency, sustainability optimization, and we can do that by design and make the autonomous system making self-decisions or generating self-code with that criteria in mind, and that's important. The other thing I want you to remember I talked about innovation, but that's not just a long-term dream. It's also things that we can show you on the booth. So for people interested, you can come to visit us at the back, talk about on the booth called Autonomous Industry, or also if you want to learn more about software-defined that I've been talking about, we have the EcoStruxure Automation Expert booth there to answer questions and demonstrate what we are doing. Thank you.